During the Lich King's reign in Azeroth, he enslaved thousands of souls. Some of them were fortunate enough to reclaim their freedom when he lost control of them, while others remained slaves. On their own, no one has regained their free will. Or is there one? Gunther Arcanus is a level 53 quest giver who can be found at Gunther's retreat in Thursfall Glade's Forsaken Beginning Zone. He was a Kirantor mage and necromancer in Dalaran throughout his life, and a friend of Bethor Ishard and Thul Ravenclaw. He was slaughtered and raised as an undead slave to the Scourge during the Third War. Gunther was a formidable mage in life, and he remained so in death. Having managed to release himself from the Lich King's grasp, he distrusted the undead and retired to Gunther's retreat for several years, believing he was the only undead with free choice. But operatives of the Forsaken demonstrated to him that undead battled the Scourge as well. Gunther then joined the Forsaken, where he reconnected with an old friend named Bethor. Despite his undead form, he is powerful enough to be referred to be a Lich by the Forsaken. He starts the following quests: Proving Allegiance, level 12. Obtain a beckoning candle. Lilith Nefara should be summoned and killed. Go back to Gunther's island. You say you're not bound by the Lich King's will, and the enchantment Bethor said on my book backs up your claims. But before I trust you, I need proof that you are a Scourge foe. Just off the island's southern coast sits an ancient bloodied altar. Lilith Nefara, a formidable Scourge agent, uses it. Take a candle of beckoning from this crate here. Lilith will awaken when you light it on the altar. If you destroy Lilith, I'll believe you're in the Lich King's adversary. You have vanquished Lilith Nefara, demonstrating you are a Scourge foe. Incredible. I thought I was the only undead with free choice, but you have showed me that there are others who have defied the Lich King's rule. The prodigal Lich returns, level 12. Bring the nether gem to the Undercity's Bethor Ishard. Take this nether gem to Bethor, my old companion. It will allow us to converse, and I have a lot to say. Have you given Gunther's book back? Is he replying? You managed to persuade him to join us. You have done a tremendous thing for the Forsaken. The Dark Lady will be made aware. In the years leading up to the Third War, Thul Ravenclaw was a promising young mage. Thul, Bethor Ishard, and Gunther Arcanus once made a magic wand out of the apprentice wands that each mage had. This wand represented their friendship. Ravenclaw willingly sold his soul to the Lich King, severing their friendship. Despite his dislike for the wand, Thul could not part with it or give it to the others. As a result, he stole the wand and stashed it away in Fenrir's Keep. He also killed Alaric, his head servant and bodyguard, and handed him over to the Gnolls. Following the Scourge of Lordaeron, Thul Ravenclaw established Fenrir's Keep, a castle on the island in the middle of Lordaemer Lake, with armies of rot and hide Gnolls. Thul occasionally sends Ravenclaw apparitions to the dead field, encouraging the Gnolls to attack the Forsaken. Thul appears to be especially skilled in necromancy. Even after beheading his chief servant Alaric, the servant retains his unlife. Many recent incidents in Tirsfall Glades and Silverpine Forest seem to imply that Thul Ravenclaw had deliberately sided with the Scourge, though tales differ widely. The wreckage of Fenrir's Keep on Lordaemer Lake may hold clues, but we must divert our attention for the time being. The gloomy Fenrir's Keep used to be the lordship of Silverpine Forest, and it housed a large number of servants and armed troops. The fortress was strategically important and housed a significant amount of Lordaeron's military. The people of the area were not expecting a treachery from inside when the undead Scourge arrived. Thul Ravenclaw, a cunning young mage, collaborated with the Scourge and gave them with support, which proved disastrous for the Keep's residents. Thul now leads a vast band of Rothhide Gnolls to do his bidding after they were all slaughtered or forced to escape. Anyone who comes close to the Keep and their master is attacked by the undead Gnolls. Snarlmane, a Gnoll, is the Rothide's general and Thul Ravenclaw's right hand. The Keep's principal goal was to keep Lordaemer Lake safe, while also preventing any threat from reaching Lordaeron City. Bethor Ishard is a level 60 quest giver in the Undercity's Magic Quarter. Bethor became the chief of the Mage and Warlock guilds of the Undercity after his death and resurrection as a Forsaken, as he still is today. He gives the following quests. Level 8, the Lich's Identity. On the island in Brightwater Lake to the north there is a Lich. Despite the fact that he is a free-willed Forsaken, he believes all other undead are Scourge slaves and attacks anybody who approaches him. The Queen, though, will want him because he is Forsaken, and if he knows a thing or two about necromancy, his expertise could be pretty beneficial to us. I need to read the spellbook to figure out who he is and what he can do. Break into his camp and take anything you want, then return to me. Greetings. I'm going to read this book and figure out who that Lich is. You've done an excellent job for the Queen. Bethor takes the book from the shelf and glances at the luminous pages. Astonishing. Gunther Arcanus is the rightful owner of the book you found. Before the plague, Gunther was a talented necromancer, and we were friends and comrades in arms. And, based on his book, he has only gotten more powerful in death. His abilities would be extremely beneficial to us. Level 8. Return the book. Gunther and I, along with now the Scourge Necromancer Thule Ravenclaw, were once friends and classmates in Dalaran's Kirin Tor, a magical organization. Both Gunther and I succumbed to the plague, but I assumed he died or was promoted into the ranks of the Lich King. It's good to know that he's no longer in prison. We have to get him. I've written a spell in his book that will reveal to him that I too am free of the Lich King when he sees it. Now that I know this, I'm hoping he'll join us. My book? So you're the one who took it. But Bethor, what is his new enchantment on it? Is he still in Lordor? If he still remains, it's possible he eluded the Lich King's grip. Level 16. Thule Ravenclaw. Thule Ravenclaw, an old colleague of mine, created this Ichor. Before the Great War, he was a bright young wizard, but as the Lich King rose to power, he betrayed his kin and sided with the Scourge. I had no idea he was even alive, let alone that he leads the Rothhides in their attack on us. I'm familiar with many of his spells and can assist in concoction a potion to counteract them. Return to the Apothecary Renfurl with the scroll. It contains the necessary incantations for the potion. The scroll is full of potent magic. I've never combined such forces in a potion before. It'll be a potent concoction that should help you take down Thule in his fortress on Fenris Isle. And that is the story of the Lich Gunther Arcanus. It is not as extensive as he deserves, but unfortunately his lore really falls off as the game progressed. He has some fascinating backstories about his life and transformation, but there's no information when it comes to all the stuff that happens after that. I'm afraid that Gunther has become one of those characters that Blizzard has put on the back burner to slowly dim out, as other side characters were given a more noticeable progression. Either way, the story was requested by Jazzglaw in the comments section, so thanks for that. If you have any other recommendations or requests, please do let me know down below. It's more fun to do stories that people want to hear about, and it helps me think of topics. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.